But yeah, I went through and I did the full pacifist run. I thought it was really interesting in the end. Even though I've spent, like, I basically knew much of what was gonna happen, I still didn't know everything because I've not cared enough that it basically let a lot of stuff pass me by. So there were still surprises for me, even though it's been so long and so many people talk about the game. So that ended up being okay. I lost track. 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay.
I don't know, I'm sorry, I can't help myself. Anytime I get on mic, I'm just compelled to spout hot takes about popular video games. I just can't control it.
I'll tell you what game is super disappointing though, and not because I've played it to give it a shot myself, but Fallout 76.
Oh, Lord, Fallout 76.
That's...
I don't even think you need to play it to see how much of a train wreck it is.
I don't want to. But that's the thing. It's super disappointing because I remember last E3 when we were all sitting around watching the Bethesda conference. A lot of us were like, you know, this actually looks like it could be pretty fun. Like, even among us, those in chat, in our servers that, like, don't really play those types of games, we were like, this looks like it could be pretty fun with people. Just go in and mess around and have, like, a multiplayer kind of Fallout game. And then it comes out, and, well, here we are.
I can't believe Todd Howard got us again.
Do you know what the final boss is?
Is it... Is it a blue super mutant?
It's worse than that.
Damn. I thought Lazy Palette Swap was about the level they would have ended up hitting.
It's not much different than that. Spoilers, if anybody cares about the final boss of Fallout 76. The final boss is literally a reskinned dragon from Skyrim.
No fucking way.
I swear to God, I will show you afterward, but it literally is. They did it again. They sold us Skyrim again. God damn it, Todd, you beautiful bastard.
God damn it. You pick up your copy of Fallout 76 and, like, you notice there's a little bit like sticker on it, so you pull it aside and it's Skyrim Post-Apocalyptic Edition.
I swear to you, this is true. The model used, the rig it's like this flying, I don't know, it looks like this huge flying bat beast thing. Like mutated whatever. But I swear to you, the rig used for it is the dragons. There's like videos. There's a video that shows the comparison between a regular dragon fight in Skyrim and this thing's rig, and yeah.
That's amazing.
It's incredible. My brother told me about it. I was like, there's no way. I watched the video. I was blown away by.
That's incredible. I mean, I guess I can't, like, shit on them for being like, hey, you know, if that was legitimately what you wanted to do, like, if that was always the plan, then, you know, if you've got the rig lying around, then yeah, why would you not?
But it's a Fallout game.
Yeah, I didn't say it was a good idea.
I know. I'm just
saying that if that is in fact the plan, it's not the worst case of lazy asset reuse I've ever seen.
I liked how you opened up with a lazy palette swap, and I was like, oh no. Oh, no, no, no. It is much more than you could ever imagine. But yeah, aside from that, the game is really, really broken. It's got a whole bunch of bad effects. You crash out repeatedly. The server doesn't autosave enough, and
that's not even getting into all the things where you can just where everything is done client side.
Yeah, you can cheat
So,
through
like,
client
you can-
side basically, but you can look downwards to increase your in-game frame rate, and your movement speed is tied to frame rate. So the server clients pull the speed from the server pulls the speed from your client. So if you are looking down, you aren't loading as much stuff, your frame rate is higher, you move faster on multiplayer.
Plus, there was, what, like a 50 gigabyte patch the other day?
They don't do delta patching.
Yeah.
So yes, it basically re-downloads the entire game.
Plus, wasn't there... didn't the beta, like, if you tried to uninstall it, it, like, nuked your entire system or some shit?
I don't know about that. That might be...
Oh, I think what might have happened is they tried to patch the beta, and the patch uninstalled the Fallout 76 beta.
That's a very different thing.
I know, but like... I know that there was some kind of fuckery related to patching and then just, like, losing everything.
Maybe. I don't know. There's just so much about the game and how bad it is right now. And that's the other thing, is even if it were working, even if the servers were working properly, if the game wasn't buggy, from what I hear, that's just the core gameplay loop is just not fun.
Yeah, the gist of what I've heard about it is that it's Fallout minus the
Fallout.
quests.
It's Fallout minus Fallout. Because, yeah, there are no quest givers. There's no, like, real reason to go place. I mean, there are quest givers, they're robots. But, you know, there's, like, no story. There's little bits of lore story, essentially, tied through the holotapes and things you find. But, like, other than that, there's no people to talk to. Or no humans to talk to, because there are, like, some super mutant merchants, apparently. But yeah, it's just... It's essentially a survival base building game thrown into a Fallout engine. And it doesn't work very well. It's not very fun, from what people say. And so it's just really disappointing, because I thought that it might be really cool. I didn't pre-order it or anything ahead of time, because I was like, well, who knows? It's a Fallout game.
Yeah, it's a Bethesda game.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, it's a Bethesda game.
Hedge your bets.
That's what I meant. But it was like, this looks like it could... I was disappointed, because I thought it was something that, if it were good, we could actually, like, people were saying, I might be interested in it. And goodness knows that, like, we don't like, our Discord, our friend group, whatever, we don't really play that many multiplayer games. This is as multiplayer as it gets right now. 2-player Picross.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, we don't really have that many multiplayer things that we all play together. So I was like, that could be one if it's good, and it wasn't good. Oh well.
Maybe next time.
Now to look forward to Elder Scrolls 6 running on the same engine as Fallout 76. Oh yeah, they announced that that's what's gonna happen.
I mean, yeah, you didn't think that they were gonna actually, like...
No.
Improve the Gamebryo engine, did you?
That's the thing, like, they really need to. At this point, it's... like, that... I think what Fallout 76 has done at this point is it's, like, exposing, like, it's finally kind of bringing to like, the public, the gaming consciousness, like, it was cute before. It was cute to have Bethesda's games, you know, oh, cool, they're buggy and stuff like that. But like, now that we have
that's our Bethesda.
Now that we have
the dragon's flying backwards. Oh, that's cute.
Now that we have it in like a proper multiplayer game, where the game is just not functioning properly, people are finally kind of realizing this isn't as funny as we thought it was. There's the Tin Man. He's got an axe.
Can't believe the robot uprising was real.
Yeah.
And it started in Kansas.
Pictured right here, Fallout 76. Yeah, it's just I think what Bethesda's going to have to do at this point is they're not going to do it, but what they really, really should do is just like cool their jets, like properly address their engine. Why are we getting smaller puzzles? Properly address the engine and like make the proper upgrades to it that it needs. Like I was talking with Ty about this, and and he was saying like they don't need to make a whole new engine, but what they should do is like what Unreal Epic owns Unreal. Yeah,
Epic does Unreal.
They do like what they do, like Unreal Engine 4 is not the same as Unreal Engine 3. Like it is properly it's not a brand new engine, but it is very much a new version, essentially.
Right. They've gone in, they've updated things, they've changed what's compatible.
Yeah.
They've made things more reliable, they're easier to use.
Yeah, exactly. Bethesda, on the other hand, they'll even smile and laugh about the fact that there's like all this old code from Morrowind still sitting in there, and it's like, that's a bad thing. That's not good, because I can only imagine all the spaghetti code. Like, we make fun of Minecraft for having terrible Java code and stuff like that, but I can only imagine what the hell's going on inside the Gamebryo engine, creation engine, whatever they call it these days. Like, the fact that you've got Morrowind code in there still, or can see, like, comments from, years and years past, is funny, I guess, but you also need to make a working product, a working engine. Like, what we're seeing now is truly exposing, I think, the engine for just how bad it is, and how, like, woefully out of date it really is.
I think it's gonna take, honestly, I think it's gonna take something on the scale of what happened to Telltale before Bethesda starts giving a shit.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't think that any change is going to occur. I don't think they're going to fix the engine.
Right, they're gonna have to see, like, big, visible losses of sales before they finally sit down and say, okay, we need to fix this.
Yeah, and I don't think they're gonna hit a tangible loss of sales for a long while because, I mean, think about how much Skyrim sold and continues to sell and stuff like that. Like, they are still turning profits on, like, all of this stuff, I'm positive. With or without an engine rewrite. But it's gonna be, they've got that whole Starfield, whatever they're calling their space project. And I can't remember the name of.
I can't wait for Skyrim in space.
That's kind of the thing, is like, it's going to have to stand on its own merits. Like, they're making a new game that's not an id game, because they're just publishing the id stuff. It's not an id game. 7? Wait a second. Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, you're right. That one's there.
I made a mistake. Yeah, they're not publishing an id game. They're making a brand new game of their own. I don't know what their last brand new series was at this point, because I think they've pretty much been Elder Scrolls and Skyrim. Those are the same game, but Skyrim has so many damned options. Elder Scrolls and Fallout. That, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Fallout 3 was the last time that they actually embarked on a new project.
I think so. There might be something I'm forgetting, but that would be, that's If I'm
yeah, which
forgetting
admittedly itself was using the
engine.
it was just using the Oblivion engine to make a Fallout game, but that was, I think, the first time in a very long time that was where they had to go out and make a bunch of stuff for that from scratch.
Yeah. And I mean, they still, for Fallout 4 even, they still did, you know, like, make a whole bunch of new assets and things like that for it. So it's not even... I feel like if it weren't for the fact that they'd gone and done a multiplayer game and seemed to be chasing this whole survival genre for some reason, like, if they'd just made Fallout 76 a Fallout 4 type game in West Virginia, we would probably no one would probably care unless it were super buggy like it is right now. You know? We would all see all the bugs and we'd be like, oh, Bethesda. But yeah, I think it's just because they've messed, you know, they're trying to do something that their engine is just woefully out of its field for doing. Out of its depth. I could not figure out what I was trying to say in terms of metaphors or whatever. But we'll see. I mean, if I don't want... I like Bethesda games. They're fun to just kind of get stuck in and just, you know, do whatever you want. Hell, I'd reinstalled Fallout 4 today and was messing around with it a little bit. Just because I was like, well, that sucks on 76. I guess I'm gonna just kind of check out the old stuff a little. So, like, they're fun, but it's just, you know, they can't, I don't think that it's sustainable for them to keep going like this. Eventually they're gonna run out of people to sell Skyrim to. And they're gonna have to make it by with just, you know, the actual sales they get from new games. So hopefully Starlink, or whatever, no, it's not Starlink, because Starlink was the newest one from Ubisoft.
Yeah, that's the new Star Fox thing from Ubisoft. Which I've heard is actually really good.
Starfield. Yeah, they gotta make that good, or who knows what'll happen. We will see. That one.
This one. Yeah. And there's the lion.
And a perfect place to cut an episode. Because now we're done talking about Fallout.
Well, now you've just signposted it. Now we have to keep going.
That lion is a lot cuter than I would have expected.
I was going to say, he looks a lot sadder than I would have expected, to be honest.
I guess he's sad. Yeah, I guess he's crying. Cheer up, lion.
Oh, well, we're back in the 25 mines.
These are taking longer than I thought. Probably because when we did the last one, or the last ones in the first Heracross, they were all, you know, architecture, so they all like started out with the bottom filled.
Yeah, and 3, no, that's 16. That's not enough. All right, let's start this work. We'll start with this 10. 1, 2, 1, and 1. Okay, so we have, what, 10, 16 here, so we need 4.
What? Oh, shit. I was looking at your X. I didn't realize. I thought that was something you had marked.
Well, there's not much on this one, is there?
No.
2.
Try that 51811.
Let me get this 7 real quick.
This one's probably 3.
That's what, 6? Okay, so that means I can do that. And that. 4. I can count.
10 going up here. And over here... what's in this? 635 should be able to get something out of it.
Five, skip. Okay, so hang on. 5, skip, 1, 2. Okay, so the 5's got to be up here. That's another 3. And that'll get me that one. Alright, well, this is not as dire as it looked at first.
Yeah. Oh, this is a single number. So I can do that. Cross those 6s out. This 3 is actually done up here.
Two, so that must be 1. Here's another 3, so we can cross all of these. That one's done.
Okay. This has to be the 1.
Speaking of Picross, I've been playing a lot of the Konami one, and as of my last count this morning, I have like 3 puzzles that are left that aren't the boss puzzles that you only get like 1 every 2 hours, so...
Is this the one on the phone?
Yeah. So that's unfortunate. I guess I'm gonna find out what happens when I run out of puzzles. If it just sits there and is like, nah, you gotta wait 2 hours.
They put a stamina thing in... Well, they did that for Pokemon Picross.
Well, no, the way it works is that there are boss puzzles, which basically are just Picross puzzles. So, like, each category has, like, one big 16 by 16 puzzle that's broken up into 16 10 by 10s.
Okay.
And then
it's like a Micross?
Yeah, so you just get pieces of that every 2 hours. So, yeah, I've done all of the regular puzzles except for 3. And then I have, like, 40 of those left.
Oh. So you're gonna be in waiting hell.
So, yeah, I don't know what it's gonna do. It's gonna be real interesting.
I've been
That
playing...
said, it was a really good game, though. Like,
Good puzzles?
It has a little bit of wonkiness. I mean, I don't think anybody expected Konami to, like, you know, make a fucking amazing Picross game on their first attempt, but it works pretty well. It's alright.
Well, that's good. I've been, speaking of phones, I've been playing Dragalia Lost a lot. And I guess that's my phone game of choice.
It's alright. I did not particularly enjoy it, but...
I think it depends on what you're looking for. And do you, like, I know Fate is, like, is a turn-based game. You can kind of, you don't have to pay much attention to it as you play, I guess. Like, I know that SC is saying, like, that's a big draw for her, is the fact that she doesn't have to pay attention to it as she's playing, really.
I mean, I don't think that's necessarily the big, like, for me, a big problem. It's just, like, I don't have a problem with an action game. It's just kind of...
The loop didn't grab you?
I don't know. Actually, I liked the writing of Dragalia Lost a lot. The everything else I was not so hot on.
I find that I like it a fair bit because it okay, what is happening? I am talking too much and we're losing time. Okay.
Oh dear, what is going on
I'm making
over
mistakes is what's happening.
I see that.
I like the loop because it's action-oriented. I didn't like Fire Emblem Heroes because, I think I mentioned before, I really don't find myself enjoying playing Fire Emblem that much. And just, I don't know, the mini maps, the mini turn-based maps, I don't know, I didn't enjoy it. Plus, systems kept getting introduced and things like that, and the game started feeling impenetrable, and I've been told otherwise, but I don't know, I didn't care. I stopped caring.
I don't think, yeah, it's not much of a secret that Fire Emblem Heroes fell off a cliff really hard. Like, it got power crept really, really badly, and the writing got really bad. It's like, you gotta really be invested in
the game at this point.
At this point, you have to be really invested in Heroes itself to get much out of it.
Yeah, I gave it a shot. I liked it at the start, but I didn't even care enough to finish out the main story. So I never really picked it up again. But in Dragalia Lost's case, I like the multiplayer aspects of it. I like the fact that it's an action game, that you actually like control your dude running around a map and stuff like that. I think it's fun to play in that regard, and that's been like the key thing that's kind of keeping me in it. I haven't spent any money on the game yet, though I've been thinking about it for like a very small amount for the 5-star summon that's going on.
No, a lot of people like are really quick to be like, you should never spend any money on gachas and stuff like that. And I think broadly that's true, but at the same time, this is sort of like my thinking on like the guaranteed 5-star summons in Fate Grand Order, which ordinarily are absurdly rare, and you have almost a better chance of getting like anything else. But in order to use the guaranteed summon, you have to use paid quartz, which is, it comes out to about $30.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's fine. I've gotten, over the past however long, I feel like I have gotten far more than $30 of enjoyment out of this game. So, who gives a shit? I'm gonna toss a couple bucks at it. Yeah. And I think that's fine. If it's in the same way, it's like, it would be like if at the end of Mario Odyssey, a screen popped up and was like, if you enjoyed this,
leave a tip.
yeah, sort of like a tip jar. And it's like, okay, if you really enjoyed it,
I'm gonna mark, because I can't, I'm gonna mark and I'm gonna let you finish this. Because I think if you make a mistake, we'll only lose 2 minutes.
This is correct.
That's... Oh, shit. Marking blindly.
There we go.
Okay.
I got it. Wow, what?
Flowers? Okay.
Okay. I'm not quite sure what this has to do with anything.
Flowers.
Flowers, man. Wizard of Oz. Flowers.